too. And then speaking of Thunder Rosa,
Ah,
she's a
great.
one.
Yeah. Nice.
She's gonna be one very busy lady. So
Nice segue.
both, yeah, both. Well, she's gonna be very busy with two different things. So I guess keeping with the Japan theme, she will be wrestling for TJPW, which is associated with DDT Pro. And so she
Okay.
will be in the. Let me make sure I get the name of this tournament correct. It is
Summer
the summer,
Sun
yeah, the Summer Sun
Princess.
Princess, yes. And which is a really big tournament that TJPW does. And so she will be returning. She's I believe it's Miyu Yamashita, I believe is who she's wrestling. I've heard really good things about her. She actually was on Miyu was on Dark Elevation last Monday, I believe. And she's been wrestling some in the US. I know Deadlock Pro had her a few weeks ago, and my friends who keep up with Japanese women's wrestling more than I do are really big fans of hers. They said it's really good that Thunder Rosa is facing somebody like her,
Nice.
which is very nice to see. And then also, speaking of that tournament, Willow Nightingale is
Yeah.
she's making her debut, and she will be part of that as well, which is very exciting. And Willow's phenomenal, and I
She
hope
got
that
some TV time this week, and I was happy to
finally,
see that
yeah,
because
she and
let the girl work. She's great. She's
yeah,
very charismatic.
she's such a good baby face, and she's charming, and she can wrestle, and she's so good, and she answered Jade's challenge. And we've seen her, she did wrestle against it was her and Trisha Dora,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
who
don't
am I missing?
remember.
Somebody else. And then it was against the baddies, and the baddies, of course, won. And
Of
it was a very
course.
short match, which I was mad about. I think that's what I remember the most from that match, was I was mad that it was so short when you have Willow and Trisha Dora
Yeah, yeah.
in that match. So it was nice to see her get, and she's been on Dark and stuff a few times. So it was really nice to see her kind of get that spot. And she had her little moment with Stoke backstage.
Yeah,
when
it was
she
great.
answered
They
the challenge.
actually let her talk.
Yeah.
She grabbed the microphone and actually talked a bit, and it was like,
Yeah.
cool. Like, good job.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
that
So
up.
so I'm
really
glad. I was
dig
glad
her.
to see that. So I'm hoping they're going to bring her back more
She's
often, and hopefully
excited.
they just sign her already.
I mean, I just like her. I just
Yeah,
like her. She's
she's
great. So
great.
I
Yeah,
want to see her more, and that's
me
just
too.
it. So
Me too.
it's just that simple.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
what I like, and it's what I want to see.
Yes. And then, so also, with going back to Thunder Rosa real quick, so last night was Triple Mania, which apparently is happening like 4 times a year now.
Wow.
So they
It's
had
quadruple mania then.
they had another quadruple mania last night, which I saw some insane clips of. So apparently, Taya Valkyrie, who is the AAA, I think it's Larena's champion, I believe.
Yes, because she won that at the last Impact
Yeah, she
pay-per-view
won it from Deanna.
Yes.
Yes. So she last night, after her match last night, she called out Thunder Rosa, and they showed a reaction. I saw it because Thunder Rosa quote tweeted a tweet of somebody who got her reaction to watching. She was watching the TV, and she said, I have your address and I have your phone number, and you have my phone number. We know where to find each other. Let's do this.
I'm in. I watch that.
Yeah, and she was like, and she quote tweeted about how she lives rent free in some people's heads or something like
That's nice.
that. So
that's always my favorite thing about the Young Bucks Twitter is their location is rent free in your head.
Yeah,
and I just think I find that
it's hilarious.
The greatest thing ever.
It is. It's so good. And so I was like, well, so Thunder Rosa, I really like that they're letting their champion be in other promotions. Like, that's huge that they are letting her. And I guess it kind of fits with Thunder Rosa in general, because when she first came along, she was in NWA, and so she was one of the first women to cross the forbidden door. And we saw her, and she made such a great impression that they signed her as soon as they were able to. It took a little bit of time because she had to finish up with NWA, and You know, she's been great for the women's division. She finally got the title. They've been a little not handle it the greatest early on, and you know, so now it's nice to see that they are.
Well, they let Britt be Britt, and now
Yeah.
they're letting Thunder Rosa be Thunder Rosa, and I
Right.
think that's the best way. They let Jon Moxley be Jon Moxley,
Yeah.
and Bryan Danielson be Bryan Danielson, and that's how that works. So I think that it's important to they're letting her do her thing, and I don't think people understand what Thunder Rosa. I mean, most of what Thunder Rosa does, like she does so much for charity, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know where she finds the time, but you watch her blog.
She like has no time to sleep. Like I don't have
half her stuff that she's doing on the indie scene. She's like using a bunch of it to support, you know, mission stuff in her community, and
she's phenomenal.
She's like, great. And they should let her be her because she is great.
And I believe like in one of her earlier promos, she did, after she won the title, she was talking about wanting to face other women and other like I feel like she said something about taking her title, and basically because she's a fighting champion and she will fight wherever they will let her, basically. So she's got, I don't know, I'm not sure when the next Triple Mania show is. I didn't think to look to see when that was. I just know, so she is doing that. Obviously it'll probably be after the tournament with TJPW, which I also want to point out, when I was on the media call with Tony Khan, I asked him, when are we gonna get to see the women work with DDT Pro? Which obviously, because DDT Pro does have women, they also do intergender wrestling, which we know AEW is, Tony Khan is very against that. But they do work with TJPW, which is their all women's promotion, and so that's, you know, I was curious to see, and he said yes, and he was kind of vague about it. He not in the brushing me, like it wasn't like he was brushing me off, but Tony, just the way he talks about things, like I think because he just has so much to say. And so but he said yes, but then he just was like, well, we've had women come through the Forbidden Door, and we've seen Yuka Sakazaki, who trained in the DDT dojo, and he was like, and we've seen that, and we've seen men. And then he said, so I look forward to seeing more men and women come through the Forbidden Door. And so he sort of answered my question and sort of didn't. And then last night I got my answer. So I guess Tony just couldn't tell me then. Just kind of, because the first time I went back and listened to it, because I went to get for an article I was working on for Daily DDT, I went back and I finally got the full quote, and I was like, he kind of blew me off, but he kind of didn't. And I was like, I don't think he was being rude. I think it was just being in the very Tony way. He's got a lot of things to say. He's got a lot of people to talk to, type of thing. And then last night when I saw the announcement, I was like, I finally got my answer like 3 weeks later, but here we are. And it's a good answer.
I like it. I think it's awesome. I am kind of blown away, but excited about the fact that it's there.
Yeah.
I like it. And it fits in the show, and it's something that's, it'll go with the show.